I have no idea if the stream is still going or not. Alright, hold on. This fucking internet is driving me fucking crazy. Now we're gonna get in trouble if we don't rename this thing. Alright. I don't know if anybody's still there. If you are, I don't know if this is the same. We'll continue on as if no one is here and I'm talking to myself. Yeah, I think I lost everyone. Alright. Carlos, welcome to the stream, my friend. It's a late night stream, as you well know. I had a stream going for a bit and I got disconnected. So I think it's about time that I change internet providers. It's been fucking with me all night. And you know who it is. It's goddamn Tonka Saw DDoSing me. He heard I was thinking about leaving the wrestling commentary show, and he's a vindictive son of a bitch. He wants to keep me there. by destroying my livelihood. That's what he does. I'm spilling the tea here, folks. Why was I looking at this image? Oh, yeah. Yeah, this isn't going to work for what I want it to do. So we'll just go back. Naomi Diaz, welcome back. For as long as we can have you here, who knows? The internet will steal you away from me. We'll just appreciate the time that we have together. I know you're in a neck brace. I myself sitting here in a full cast after that horrible crash that happened while we were on the road trying to drive Miss Daisy. It was a bad time, but we got through it all right, didn't we? At least we survived. At the very least. We weren't eaten by wild dogs. Now, Carlos was also in the back seat. We must not forget about him. Why, he was there with Miss Daisy herself. And the horrible things that Miss Daisy said about you, Carlos, I cannot repeat here. She's an ornery old woman. Full of spite. You did not deserve that, sir. So, no doubt, when the coyotes took her far, far away into that cave and tore her apart, you were probably the happiest person. Daisy? Yeah, oh yes, old Daisy. Old Jessica Tandy Daisy. She was quite a racist. Now Hannibal O'Neill, maybe he's telling tales out of class. He says Carlos grew vegetables, including the evil Mary Jane. Well, Mary Jane is not a vegetable, Hannibal O'Neill. It's more of a, I guess it's a weed, huh? No, I don't know what it is. A plant. You call it a plant, right? Hannibal O'Neill disagrees with me. He says, Davis, it's a vegetable. I put it in my salad every night. It's not the kind of greens that you're supposed to put in a salad, you silly old cur. I call him that. But the truth is, I should feel ashamed of calling him a silly old cur, because that's the same thing Jessica Tandy said about Carlos. I should be ashamed of myself. We don't want her body turned this way. Now that I think about it, we want it to be more straight on. What do you think, folks? Think it'd be better that way? I think that's how we planned it. Keep her boobs more straight on. Drawing boobs here, folks. Glad you're here with me to partake in a little boob drawing session. Little impromptu boob drawing. Carlos says, that sounds about right. And Hannibal O'Neill agrees, it's a plant. Ignore me, Davis, it is a plant. But, that being said, he does still put it in his salad. Purely for medicinal reasons. And now Naomi Diaz is hearing that as well, saying, well, medicinal reasons? I'm a little bit sore after that horrible car crash. Maybe I should have a little bit of that salad. Maybe you should. What do you say, Hannibal O'Neill? Can you share some of that salad with our good friend Naomi Diaz? She's been a trooper. You see Hannibal O'Neill thinking about it. He's got his hands, his big grubby hands covering the bowl, with his head scrouched down, guarding it, much like those coyotes were guarding the carcass of Jessica Tandy. This is where our belly is. This is where the rib cage is. Maybe we can widen that a little bit. Probably want her shoulders a little wider. I think we can get away with that. Oh, Hannibal O'Neill, he passed the Italian dressing. He's like, here you go. Here you go, Naomi. Put a little of that Italian dressing on it. See, I don't know why Hannibal O'Neill sounds like a bear. Possibly because he's half bear. Who knows? That's the story he tells us. All right. Get a little gap here. Since we're doing a little dress-up thing, how long is her thighs, by the way? Probably around right around here, I guess. Now, should we have to see her shoes? Her feet? Probably a smart idea. Let the player choose what kind of footwear she's wearing. That might be important. Gotta get these curves going. Two schools of thought here. We could zoom out, or we can move the image up. Let's just zoom out. Let's go at 100% just to see what we're working with. Yeah, that's fine. Now we can get away with it. New Balance running sneakers. I'll write it down. I think that's a good one. so she could run away from some evil doers. She might need to do that. That would be the right choice to wear on a camping trip. Let me move it up a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. Now, what would be the bad choice to wear? Probably be high heels. So, it's probably the way to go. Is that where your knees are? I don't even have a name for this girl yet. Oh, I think I did name her a while back. Now I've forgotten what her name is. I'll have to go back to the old streams. Beard fellow, welcome to the stream. Hannibal O'Neill says Erin. Her name is Erin? That's a good name. It's a fine name. We'll think about it. What are you talking about, Beard fellow? He says, always here. Hate my job. Won't lie, Davis. I'm sorry. Could be worse. You could have been in the car wreck with me and Naomi Diaz. Chased down by fucking dirty dogs. Sorry, Naomi Diaz. I don't want to give away your story or anything. Our Naomi Diaz was in a bit of a kerfuffle. Beardfellow says, I'm here until Ellen gives her last breath. Well, we do appreciate that. I'm sure if Ellen was awake, she would appreciate that. And I'm sure if she knew that I planned on murdering her while she slept, well, she probably wouldn't think too kindly into that. She's always judging me about my YouTube ideas. That's what she gets. No, that's horrible. What a horrible thing to say about my make-believe wife. Now, we'll make the head a little bit bigger. I'm going to get into not too cartoony of proportions. I like to make the head about 10% bigger than it would normally be. Because there's so much expression in the face. That's of course why animators do that. Why they do that for children's books. Not that we're making a children's book here, folks. We're making something much darker. You gotta fix that box. This box? I don't know what you're talking about. We got so many things to consider here. Why are you? He's obsessed with the box. This box? This box right here? Full of all of her jewelry? That's the box you're talking about, right? Give her a Ziploc. My God, why did we make a box over here? We're being silly. Get out of here. Fucking box. I know what you're talking about, Hannibal O'Neill. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Dear Lord. Gotta make sure we got everything else correct before we get into that. All right. Let's say the head is over here. Knees are over here. Mid-abdomen's over here. Is that what we're meant to assume? I guess the most important thing is that her ass is over where? That'll be around here, right? Ooh. Okay, we'd have a spine bend. Okay. Good morning, Kolotsky. How you doing, man? Shoulders would be right here. Spine would curve. So the torso would be, okay, torso ends here. Probably should end here as well. Kolotsky says, I'm doing good, just woke up. How are you, my friend? Well, I was fine until got into a horrible car accident with Naomi Diaz. See, where we're driving around a horrible racist. And she kept saying, despicable things about Carlos. And I looked back and I started yelling at Miss Daisy. And it kind of frightened Naomi Diaz, and she ran off the road into the median, flipped the car over. We landed in a nest of coyotes who were uh, bionicle. They're all robot coyotes. That's how they survived the impact. And they tore off the door, and they asked us if any of us were John Connor. We're like, we don't know anything about John Connor. This is where the ass is, right around here. I don't know. Kolaski says Naomi is quite a bad driver. Oh, no, she's fantastic. She's a great driver, in my opinion. The problem is she gets a little spooked now and again. It's understandable. She's been really stressed out. She has to drive that horrible bigot everywhere she goes. Like, we were headed to a Nazi paraphernalia convention. And of course, none of us are interested in that sort of thing. We were going to get a bite of breakfast while Miss Daisy collected Nazi rings and horrible flags. Ooh, this is a perfect time to draw this ass here. I swear to God, that's the first time I thought of it. My lord. We've done it, folks. We've got a perfect ass model. Kolaski says, I only know a John Connor and a John Connier. Oh, okay. And Hannibal O'Neill says, yeah, that's exactly it. Jessica Tandy was looking for a recipe for Zyklon C. It's her favorite thing. Okay, this leg is forward. Remember, we're doing a mirror here. Thought you were drawing a pork chop for a moment there, says Carlos. Well, you're just hungry. You haven't eaten today. You've been gnawed on for most of the day. If you want to go ahead and raid the fridge. Okay, where are the knees? That knee should be down here so we can extend the leg. Whose beautiful butt? We're just going to model this ass a little bit. I don't know. It's probably in the wrong position leg-wise. We should have thought about that before. I think we'll be fine, though. We get the gist of it. The lake comes up there. This one's a little further behind. Still pretty close. Hannibal O'Neill says, "That's mine ass. It's my ass there." Oh, it's not. You only wish that was your ass. It's beautiful, Heidi O'Farrell's immaculate asshole. Oh my gosh. I was about to say asshole. It's not an asshole at all. Davis is going to start drawing porn next. My God. Of course I am. Nothing wrong with that. I'll tell you what, drawing reflections sucks ass. I don't know why I chose to do this. Okay. Elbow here. No. Should be right here. Right here. Do a little foreshortening here, I guess. Maybe it'll make sense. This is probably where our hand should be. Foreshortening, man. What a fucking drag. Hand should be over here. I think the elbow on the left looks a little high. You're absolutely correct, Koloski. Good looking out. This guy's got an eye for this sort of thing. He's going to be my editor-in-chief. Now, shoulder blades. Ugh. All right, it comes up. Where are you? I got it right. I think that's about right. Now we'll have her hair coming down, so we won't have to worry about too much as far as this is concerned. Oh, is it really that big? I guess it is. All right, it'll be over here then. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So if your eyes are over here, where's the chin at? The chin is over here? Is that right? Shoulder, shoulder. Comes over here, here. Don't give him a giant Mothra tattoo. A little of advice from Kolaski there. Gotta make these sound effects, guys. It's part of the job. I think it comes right there. Mothra is the best monster, though, says Hannibal O'Neill. He thinks Mothra is the best. What a guy. Kolaski is correct, though. He says, Mothra is great, but a little shoulder tattoo would suffice. That shit was ridiculous. Didn't I tell you guys about my story where my old friend had did a tattoo on some woman's chest? Just a horrible picture. Tattoo on her boobies and her belly and shit. I'm scrolling up at the evidence locker so I can remember that. It's such a weird tattoo. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I love a woman's belly. You're gonna cover up your belly? I don't know. Guess it takes all kinds. Kolaski says, when you have smaller breasts, don't get a belly tattoo. Distracts from the breasts. I say, don't get a belly tattoo at all, girls. Naomi Diaz is like, oh, god damn it, now he tells me. Naomi Diaz has a Creature of the Black Lagoon tattoo on her belly. And no doubt Hannibal O'Neill is frothing at the mouth, thinking about it. My God, I had no idea. Hannibal O'Neill is working up his courage to ask Naomi Diaz if she would like to accompany him on a nice steak dinner. The garnish will be marijuana. Kolaski says, I've seen one belly tattoo that actually looked nice. Only one. And it was the tattoo of the creature of the Black Lagoon. That's where the knee is. She looks like she's about to fall over. What have we done, folks? Oh, because the leg is coming back there. It's understandable, I suppose. But maybe this should be straightened a little bit. Doesn't quite look right. But that's because we haven't fleshed it out. I guess it's all right. Isn't it? Davis is questioning everything. Maybe we can do a Photoshop kid trick. There he is, the Photoshop kid, doing Photoshop kid tricks. Davis, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Is that going to get us into trouble? Are they going to come after us? Does that align pretty well? Yeah, I think that'll work. That son of a bitch. He doesn't know how to draw. It's all Photoshop. This guy isn't worth a fucking penny. Kolaski says, belly tattoos only look nice if they're minimalist design, one, maybe two colors, and complemented by a huge pair of tits. My God. It should also be noted that Kolaski, he owns one of the only tattoo slash breast enlargement boutique shops in the region. So we cannot take his word for it, folks. He is merely trying to upsell you. Well, come on in for a great tattoo. Also, breast enlargements. I'll see right through you, you son of a bitch. No, you're doing a goddamn service. In my opinion, you're one of the fucking best guys ever made. I don't know. I'm not much for tattoos, to tell you the truth. Maybe when there's too many of them, it's makes me uncomfortable. Like the Suicide Girls. You know who those guys are? Those girls? The Suicide Girls? No. Now, these aren't girls that commit suicide all day. That's not what they do. What's their hair look like, by the way? Hair is a little past the shoulders. No, but they have tattoos. Lots of tattoos. Maybe it hangs over on her shoulders here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, it doesn't look as bad as I thought it did. I think we're all right. We're on a good track. So her hair comes down over here. She doesn't have a nose, guys. Hair comes down here. Now Hannibal O'Neill, he's looking at this. He's like, "The fuck? Who cares about her nose? God damn it! Work on her box." Stamping his feet on the floor, waking up his downstairs neighbor. "Hey, knock it off up there! Trying to watch MASH." Now he's not watching the show MASH. He's actually just watching his pot of mashed potatoes with a very suspicious look on his face, because he knows those mashed potatoes have a plan. Maybe I'm getting a little weird. Maybe it's a little late in the night and I'm turning into a weird guy. Oh, but Hannibal O'Neill says, "Take your time with the box, no worries." All right. Then we'll work on her nose. We're going to zoom in, if we can. Should we switch to another color? Are we happy with the proportions? I don't want to switch to another color if we're not happy. I want us all to be happy with what we've done here. I think the thumb would be right here. Good morning to you, Behemoth 666, if that is your real name. Your mother must have been a suicide girl. And what will you name this little bundle of joy?
I'll name him Behemoth 666, after his father, Behemoth 665.
All right. All right, we'll switch over. Do we have the composition pretty much right? I don't think that'll matter too much. The other thing that we have to do is think about the room. Now, it'll be a stand-up mirror. Kowalski says, "I'm a bit of a Puritan. Tattoos don't do anything for me." Now, what Kowalski loves the most is a button-up dress with just a hint of an ankle showing. He thinks that's the best thing. Now, these stand-up mirrors, what do they look like? They're usually oval, right? Got an oval thing going on the top? Could probably... Hannibal O'Neill says, ankles are sexy. Oh my God. So true. But you know what's sexier than ankles? Cankles. Oh my God. It's the mystery involved. Where do the calves end and the ankles begin? It's like she's walking through a door or something. It's like she's like these are like expression lines, like she's made of light or something. Oof. Kowalski's a dirty dog. He says, a button-up dress with nothing underneath. Dear Lord. Kinkles, that's a Scooby-Doo mystery for you. Sure is. But it was one of those later mysteries when that fucking Scrappy Doo got involved. What a piece of shit he was. I don't have to tell you, everybody knows. They had this thing on these stand-up mirrors, from what I remember. Like they're supported by this thing. From what I remember. And then the legs are like this. Something like that. Yeah, after Shaggy lost his leg in Vietnam, says Kolowski. That was a horrible, horrible arc that they did with Scooby-Doo. Shaggy went off to fight the war. Not by his own cognizance, by the way. He was drafted. They were trying to put a message out there. I don't know what it was about. But Shaggy comes back and he's addicted to black tar heroin. And he'd always have these wild panic attacks. Just wake up in the van screaming. Talking about his friend, Carl, died in his arms. Half of his face blown off by artillery. You could still see his face, what face was left. Just a pile of gore. Shaggy doing his best to scrape up whatever was left. He knew it wasn't enough. Been living in cartoons his whole life. He thought maybe if he could find his eyeball, Carl's eyeball, he could just pop it back into his skull. But it didn't work. Couldn't find his eyeball. Carl just bled and bled. He'd never seen so much blood. While the fighting was still going on, while bullets whizzed past him, he just stood there, moaning out, "Scooby, where are you?" What was Scooby doing? Eating one of those triple-decker sandwiches with inexplicable ingredients like chocolate and all the fucking horrible shit that would not sound good. Sounded pretty goddamn good to Shaggy right now, I'm telling you that much. Oh, I wish I was home with my special dog, solving mysteries with my friends. I don't know why he talks like this now. Maybe it was Carl rubbing off on him. It's not the same man. Not the same man he was when he left for that foreign land. God-forsaken jungle hellscape. Shaggy never thought in a million years he would develop the kind of seething hatred he had in his heart for the Yellow Man. That's what he called them now. As he searched through the bush, knife in his jaw, looking to kill the one who planted that bomb that blew off his friend's face. Yeah, Scooby was scooping all the Scooby snacks while Shaggy was murdering women and children. Klasky says, I also didn't expect them to make Daphne a zoophile while Shaggy was at war. It was an odd twist for sure. The biggest twist of all was that disgusting abomination called Scrappy Doo, the love child between Daphne and Scooby. No one knew the secret except Fred, and he dare not tell anyone. Gotta work on this nose here. A nose here. He loved Daphne so much. Let's be honest, guys, he was a cuck. A cuck of the highest order. watching his girl get plowed. Okay, maybe we shouldn't talk about this. Maybe we should move on to funner stories. Fucking Kolofsky. You're gonna get me in trouble. You're gonna get me banned off of every platform on the internet. Did you hear about this guy Davis? Tell you what this guy does. He just tells stories about dogs having sex with women. It's just what he does, guys. I'll never be invited on Doc Griffin's stream ever again. And it'll all be your fault, Kolofsky. It's perfectly fine. Don't you worry about it, man. Once I get banned off here, I'll start streaming on my wife's channel. My wife's channel on D Live. I only laid the foundation. You built a giant statue of Mengele upon it. Oh, why did I read that? Fucking Google just heard me say Mengele's name. This guy's talking about zoophilia. Joseph Mengele. That's a code red, folks. We gotta get to his house and find out what's going on. Gotta murder this guy in his sleep. He's a threat to our statehood. The weirdly lurking bizarre cat thing has only one thing to say. Velma. Oh my god. Don't even get me started on Velma. They turned her into a BDSM witch. She would conjure the demon spirits of old and then whip them into submission. Do you remember Cthulhu? Do you? Well, picture this, because those good fellas at Hanna-Barbera sure did. They put Cthulhu in a diaper. Oh yeah, that happened. Cthulhu in a crib, pooping himself while Velma spat on his face. Ridiculous. What's the hair like? How's it parted? Something like that? Just toward the side over here. There were no mysteries to solve on that season of that ill-fated season of Scooby-Doo. They weren't solving a goddamn thing. Everybody was just fighting their own degenerate urges. Shaggy in the jungle, fighting off his urge to cannibalize his many foes. Daphne fighting off her urge to have sex with as many cartoon animals in the Hanna-Barbera universe. You remember that goddamn shark? She couldn't get enough. You remember that cackling dog? She wanted nothing more than to get with that mangy animal. And while this was all going on, oh, Wallace Belfry. Now, he was the guy that he had a cornfield, and he was always getting up to no good, putting on ghost outfits, doing various nasty deeds in the neighborhood. And he would always get away with it. You know why? Because the meddling kids were meddling with things they didn't understand. I guess that was the whole point of it. If there was a point to it at all. If you're like me, you don't think there was a point. It's all nonsense to pass the time away. If you're a young child like I was, you were raised by television. You'd wake up every Saturday morning to get your fix, sneaking down the stairs. Wake up real early so you can get your tunes. Then what did you get? Some of the most degenerate shit you could ever imagine. Your parents would wake up and they'd come down the stairs. What are you watching? They didn't have remote controls back then, so you had to scamper up and run to the television. Nothing, Mom. In reality, you were scared. Scared of what you might become. With all those images in your mind. But, of course, after the Scooby Show, they'd have the wacky races. But it really wasn't the wacky races of old. It was the wacky races, and it was all about racism and why it was good. Fucking horrible show. Captain Caveman. He's a goddamn white nationalist. And he was portrayed to be the hero. Dear Lord. The wacky race war. That's what it was. Bob Bot, welcome to the stream. I see you there. I don't know what we're talking about, guys. Just talking about my childhood. That's all. Not a big deal. Didn't really make any impressions on me. to be honest with you folks. Okay, so since we're doing this, we're doing a little dress up motif here. What kind of clothes should we put on her first? Actually, we probably shouldn't even put any clothes on her at all. Well, that's not a good idea. That'll get us kicked off of YouTube. We'll put her in a bathing suit that will look suspiciously like lingerie. Kolaski has it right. He says maybe start with no clothes. Yeah, we're gonna have to do just a bathing suit to start off with, and then we can get into dressing her up. You don't have to stream that version, says Kolaski. Just record it and send me the video file. I'll be fine. All right, I'll do that. You'll have to wait to play the game to see all the good bits, guys. Or stream it directly into my DMs. Yeah, whatever. No big deal. Tell you what I'll do. I'll stream it over to Andy Worski's DMs. He can leak it for you. Now, so everybody will see. These hips, pretty good. What we got? This is at the box right here. Just want to make sure we get our hips good. Ribs. Right around here. Let's increase the flow a little bit more. Okay. This leg comes in front. From what I know, this is how you do it, right? I don't know too much about drawing women, folks. I assume they have legs. Just gonna widen her her thighs a little bit. There might be a market for selling Andy naked chick drawings. What are you talking about? Andy naked chick drawings? Naked chic drawings? My God, I hope not. Oh, you mean that girl that he liked? That he leaked the pictures of? I think that ship has probably sailed. No mystery there. Just open the Kumite, not safe for work. A lot of women to use to see how to draw women. You're not wrong. Maybe we'll dive into that. That seems like a good place to find some new asses. We're looking for a new ass for next week. What was that? We're going to have a battle of the asses. Every week we'll have a new ass, and at the end of the month, we'll see which ass is best. And then, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, we'll have an ass spectacular. Only one ass will be crowned the king of the asses. Probably shouldn't be the king of the asses. It's a little ridiculous. The queen of the asses? Alright. And a very nice gif of a beautiful Asian girl giving a blowjob. Oh yeah? Oh my God. I don't want to see that. That's disgusting. As I scramble over to the Discord. Do we have to work on that version too? You know what? Let's just work on her. We can get to that later. She looks sad. She shouldn't look sad. We'll figure it out though. Davis is scared of the GIF because he's a bit racist. No. Don't say that. I love Asian girls giving blowjobs. What are you talking about? Alright, let's zoom in to... Oh, is that 100% already? Alright, fine. I'm usually used to working much bigger than this. I guess it'll work. You don't want to get too big with it. What size is this anyway? With a height of 2349, Yeah, that's HD for a game, I would imagine. Yeah, that'll be fine. Maybe I should double it. No, it's fine. It'll be fine, Davis. Gotta give her a sexy face, says Kolosky. He's absolutely right. Can't fuck that up. Fuck that up right out the gate. You might as well just call it quits and go home. Davis, what are you doing? You giving her a beard? That's not how you make a sexy girl. Fucking dummy. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. Why the hell do we even come here anymore? Come here to get our childhood destroyed by this fucking maniac. Starting to think he wasn't even telling the truth about that season of Scooby-Doo. Probably not all there. This fucking guy. Probably shouldn't buy real estate from him. Now that I think about it. I don't even know if this guy knows anything about wrestling. Take a little darkness from that area. What resolution are you planning on making the game? 720p, 900p, 1080p, 4K? 900p and 1080p tend to be monitor native resolution. I guess, yeah, we're doubling up on 1080p. I tend to make things bigger than they need to be, so I have some room to crop and do all that shit. Go big or go home, as they say. She's probably smiling, isn't she? She's pretty happy with herself. Get the bridge of the nose. And some cheekbones as well. Just painting it in. Doing the best we can. Doubling it would need to be 384 by 2160. Yeah, we're at 4,400 by 2349. So I think we'll be fine. I just set it this size because it was a good print size. I always think of print before I think of anything else. Like, for example, we could print this out, and yeah, it would be 7 by 14. I think that's fine. Considering it's not going to take up the whole visual plane. Do wish it was bigger though, just so I can get in, do some details on this face. But that's probably ridiculous. I don't know. Let's just zoom in at 200. We don't like to do that, but sometimes it's necessary. I'm zoning out, folks. Do apologize. Sometimes that happens. Oh, that's what my problem is. I'm wondering why my opacity was down to 50%. It's been like that all night after I did the clouds. No reason for the opacity to be that low. What a fool I've been, folks. I'm sure there was somebody out there in the audience saying, God damn, Davis, why is your opacity so low? Banging your head on the keyboard. Not even able to type it out. Screaming. Waking up your downstairs neighbor who's trying to watch MASH. She's wide-eyed now, but don't worry. I do that for a reason. Kowalski says, in fairness, we can't see the opacity setting. Davis, you son of a bitch. Otherwise, we would have told you a long time ago. You fucking idiot. But you knew something was wrong. You betrayed me. You guys are saying, this girl doesn't look good at all, Davis. You've made an fucking dumpy looking chick. Don't worry. She's there. We just haven't found her yet. God damn, Davis. What are you doing? I had such respect for you. Not anymore. You've made this stoner girl. She looks like she's seen better days. Doesn't look like the kind of girl that I would like to see naked. Looks like the type of girl that would put a Mothra tattoo on her belly. To be honest with you. Listen. I don't want to hear anything about that. She looks like AOC. No. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Pat Patrice Ripley, giving us the hard truths. Kowalski said, did she get into Trump's makeup bag? God. Getting skewered out here, folks. No, we're never worried about this stuff because we never give up. It's the honest to God truth, folks. We will never give up till we get it right. It's my promise to you, the promise that I'll make. Hell or high water, we will draw a sexy chick. Even if we have to start with an ugly chick. Man, she's looking like somebody I know. Naomi Diaz says, love how this is coming out. Oh, well, thank you, Naomi. Do appreciate that. The big struggle, folks, is going to be making her look like the same girl as we move forward. It's the hardest thing that you can do as an illustrator, especially when you're making up someone. You see it all the time in comic books. It's just an allowance that we make as people who enjoy artwork that it's just not going to be possible to make something that looks like the same girl every time. But we can make facsimiles. And we will try our hardest to make the same girl. As we move forward, now she's going to be smiling brightly. Gonna give us a bright smile or a soft smile? What's going on here? Oh, I know what's going on. This is the problem when you work at 200%. It's back up. Soften this up. I'm gonna do a brighter smile. A wider smile. Now we got those lips all off-centered. What are we at? 5, nearly 5 o'clock? She has a neck, folks. And shoulders. These are things that women have, right? I don't know too much about biology, but from what I know, women have shoulders. I know you guys are tempted to call me a filthy liar. I've seen a few women in my day. They all had shoulders. I'll give her a little rounder face. We'll frame it a little better. Yeah, she's getting pretty. She's getting pretty now. Now I can relax a little bit at least. Thought you guys were going to get the pitchforks out. I can feel it. It was for certain that you were going to start unsubscribing, and then I would never be able to kill my wife. Let's get back. Nope. Let's go back. God, you gonna keep doing this stream completely silent, Davis? Is that what you're gonna do? I've already fallen asleep, Davis, and now you've started to talk again. You woke me up, you dirty scoundrel. Well, I'm sorry. You should go back to bed. It's fine. Good trick to drawing younger women. Let's give them thicker eyebrows. For some reason that works. Bobot says, Davis, did you see what Optics Pet Addict said to Vamp on Twitter? I did not. I saw something about it being posted on the Kumite Discord, but I didn't pay it any mind. Is it good? Is it juicy? Is it something that's going to make me laugh? Probably will, considering the two involved. Gosh, she's kind of a cutie pie, isn't she? Oh yeah, I'll check my Discord. Oh man, we get to see this girl in her underwear. I guess you could put it in Salty Rob tweets. That channel. Let's see, this is from Broski. He says, "Wah, I can lie and talk shit about people all I want, but when people talk shit back, I cry to my followers like a baby. You love playing the victim, don't you? Don't get your dick in a knot, pal." Again, Vamp is a dude again. All things old are new again. What's this whole thing about? Jesus Christ, I can't even be excited over getting myself some clothes without someone trying to make a joke about Tonka somehow. I was happy and wanted to share with my followers. Sigh. Wah. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Like I've always said, that guy's a bit of an asshole. She kind of looks like Linda Carter. Hmm. That might be a problem. Maybe it's the strong jaw. Klosky says, I like to annoy Broski by calling him Daddy anytime I talk to him. Is there a backstory to that? I had an ex-girlfriend who used to call me Daddy, but it wasn't annoying. Well, maybe just a little annoying. Maybe I shouldn't get into it. That is a great idea. Plug my show in their chat. No. This is our little secret stream. We don't want to rough it up with dirty dogs. My mods aren't here. They'll come in here and start throwing shit around, pissing on the carpet. It'll be pandemonium. One day people started calling Broski Dadsky when he was playing Dream Daddy. It seemed to really annoy him, so he decided I'd just start calling him Daddy at any opportunity. Sometimes I'll throw in a papa or a father. I just called him gay, says Bobbot, and it stuck for 6 months. Okay. Clean this up a little bit. Dadvis. Don't know how I feel about this. I wonder where this girl's family is from. It's probably from the Netherlands. girl is a cutie patootie. Goddamn right she is. Want to bop her snoot, says Koloski. Got the right idea. She'd probably be annoyed by it, though. It's got to be done occasionally. I can work on stuff like this forever. And so I will. There's worse things you could be doing with your time, folks. Drawing pretty girls. At 5 in the morning. Jesus Christ. Such as watching this stream, says Anal Vape. You son of a bitch. Well, I'll tell you, Koloski, takes a lot of time. Years and years. Probably a great deal of frustration, but I don't remember all that. How dare you, Anal Vape? The guy's enjoying his soup, his ramen noodles. You gotta come in here talking a bunch of shit about his slurping sounds? Oh, the rich man, the poor man, the saint and the sinner. All right. Can work on her rat's nest up here. Just go dark to light with this blonde hair of hers. Oski says, "Psst, I think Vape might be gay because he isn't appreciating the art." No, we haven't drawn the feet yet. Vape, look. There's gonna be feet. Here, what now? Gonna be feet? Oh. She's so proud of herself. I hope the player makes the right choice. Puts her into some good conservative clothing that won't show off any skin. Make the right choice, folks. She's a good girl. Or the player might be a degenerate and put her in some BDSM bondage gear. Well, the artist and the game designer would, of course, have to be the true degenerate to even give the player that option. Now, that being said, I'll write that down. We're looking for suggestions, Kolaski, of what to put her in. Now, the first and most obvious suggestion is some kind of camping clothes, something relaxing, um, something that you would wear camping. And I'm thinking that's going to be shorts and probably a sweater. Now, the other suggestion that you made was bondage. Bondage gear. Dave's going to make a cheat code. The whole idea is to give the player the choice to make the wrong decision. Now, the interesting thing for me is, and I think that's why this is going to be such an interesting project to do on a live stream, is chronicling or taking notes on all the wrong decisions. So don't be afraid to put out silly answers. Now, obviously, I can't, it would be unreasonable to make like 10 or 10 different outfits, because I'd have to go through all the pictures and any time that she pops up, I'll have to draw her in those outfits. Now, that being said, if you put her in an outfit that's just not going to work to get to the next part of the story, I'll probably have a failsafe to either take you out of the game or put you in a position where you actually have to, be a little reasonable to progress. I don't want to give anything away, but I have a bit of an imagination, and it's so I got a lot of ideas of where the kind of fucked up shit that I will be putting into this thing. Maybe also give her a nice, cute, flowery dress. I think that's a great idea. Like a summer dress. That's a fantastic idea. Flowery dress. Yeah, I'll do the underwear version and then just add clothes on top of it on different layers. Davis is going to make his own secret private layers. Of course I would. Of course I will. Wouldn't you? God. It's not about being a dirty dog, Koloski. It's about, it's all about the art. Right? Is that what it is? I'm a video game developer now. I can do things like this. It's expected of me. It's all about the player's choice. It's not about me, Koloski. All right. I probably should have looked up reference material on bras and things. Guess I'll have to search back in my memory of the countless Victoria's Secret catalogs. Use some of this color from Heidi O'Farrell. Dear God. It's going on 6 in the morning. How long have we been going? About 5 hours? It's getting to the point where it might be distasteful to work on something like this in the morning. People waking up and having their coffee. What the hell is this? Kids coming down to watch their Saturday morning cartoons and they see this instead. It's more of a nighttime thing to do. Is what I'm saying. Fucking, we haven't even saved. We could have lost all of this. Oh, that's cute, man. God damn. It's pretty cute. We have come a long way. Maybe it wouldn't seem like it, but the biggest hurdle was, of course, trying to get the proportions right, make a decent looking girl, and obviously this reflection thing is a bit tricky, but if anything is to be believed, what we're seeing here will be just as cool as what we're seeing over there, but we won't give up until it is. It's just the way we are, folks. Man, it's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to go ahead and dip out. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. We'll see you when we see you. Patrice Ripley. I am in a 3 months homeless shelter till I can replace all of my ID and start working. No kiddos to offend in my room. All right. You take care.